Daniel, Whiskey 5 EKG. Going to do part 2 of the Icom 9700 in satellite mode. I've went through and got some more stuff set up and got a little better feeling of the radio settings, playing with some software and stuff like that. So I'm going to try to do another demo and see what we got here. So here we go. Listen here a little bit, let it get a little bit closer, and then I'll try to make some contacts. Right now this is AO91 doing a south and north pass over Oklahoma.
Por favor, copia Icom IC-9700, Charlie, make it faster. Echo 1, Alpha Oscar, Echo United, Alpha Charlie 9, Echo, Delta Mike 72. Alpha Charlie 9, Echo, Kilo Japan 4, Echo, Uniform, Echo Mike 56, Daniel. Muy buenas tardes, Omar. Bravo, Florida, Héctor, desde aquí 89, el domingo estaré con Kilo 06. Gracias por la información, un abrazo. Bye, Charlie, take it from us. X-ray, Echo 1 Alpha Oscar, Kilo Yankee Sierra, Echo Eastern CFA, Delta Mexico, Quattro Train Southeastern. Echo Yankee Sierra, Echo Kilo, Delta Kilo 89 for you, Echo Kilo 6, Sunday. Okay, 80673, Delta Mike 43 here. Echo Max 0 Yankee in Minnesota. X-ray Echo 1 Romeo, Alpha Alpha 0 Charlie. Alpha 0 Charlie Whiskey, Echo Kilo 09 Mexico City. USLB 58 Colorado 7.
Whiskey 5 Echo Kilo Golf EM16.
November 3, Rose Sierra, Echo Mike 28.
I am using Icom's AFC as well, frequency correction, in using satellite mode and letting it compensate for Doppler shift versus using software. I just have software running my rotor right now to follow the satellite and letting the 9700 adjust for the Doppler shift with the AFC function. I found that to be a lot more functional than software I was trying to use. Whiskey 5 Echo Kilo Golf EM16. Station again.
XC1 Romeo, KB
mixing in the repeater there. Whiskey 5 Echo Kilo Golf EM16. So you could hear I was running full duplex. I got into the repeater, transmitted, and heard my voice coming back. Just trying to see if someone will snag me real quick. It is going directly overhead right now too, so my antenna array is spinning around. I'll wait for it to get stabilized out. Try to throw it out there again. Whiskey 5 Echo Kilo Golf EM16. So you heard my last transmission. You was not hearing my call sign coming back, so I was not getting back into the repeater like I did a second ago whenever you could hear it full duplex and coming out. That time you couldn't. So I think it may have just been because my array was spinning around to the northwest. Whiskey 5 Echo Kilo Golf EM16.
Charlie 9 Echo, Delta Mike 72.
Really liking this AFC function in relation to satellite on here. Because I was really having a headache yesterday trying to get software to communicate with this transceiver. Whiskey 5 Echo Kilo Golf EM16. November 0 Hotel Charlie, Whiskey 5 Echo Kilo Golf EM16. So it's back to my north with only about 4 degrees of elevation from my QTH here. I do have obstructions to my north. I'm still able to hear it, but I'm not able to get back into the repeater again. So we'll just zoom this out. I was able to give you an example of the full pass going over, running full duplex. You could hear me transmitting and it coming back to me. It was kind of a crowded pass. No one snagged my call sign, no big deal. I just mainly wanted to give y'all a better demo. I did away, like I said, I was originally trying to set up and use SAT PC32 software that I used previously with my 9100. Worked fine with the 9100, and I was able to actually get it to communicate with the 9700 for frequency correct Doppler shift, using the settings Icom other, going in and setting my CIV. But for some reason, even though I had the frequencies correct, I had to go into the Doppler setting page on here and add 9192, put in their uplink, downlink, field tone, but it was showing correctly on the transceiver. It was showing 6-7 hertz tone, but I could never get into the bird whenever the SAT PC32 was running the rig. Turned off cat control and just manually chase one of the birds. Was able to get into it fine yesterday, so I'm not sure what the issue is with the Sat PC32. Even though I was able, like I said, to get it to communicate, it would not let me get into the repeater for some reason. I don't know what was going on with that, but it is running my rotor because I am running the AMSAT LVB tracker with a Yaesu G5500. I was also double checking over here. I do have Ham Radio Deluxe satellite tracking going, just to double check and make sure that my times are right between the software and the satellite passes. Another thing that I did do as well, and actually I'll just turn it back up here onto this screen. Let me turn off rotor control. I'm gonna go ahead and shut this down. That down. RSBA1 version 2 software. So I had this for my Icom 7610, and oops, I gotta go in here and change. Double check my CIV settings on here, because now I'm getting a communication error. Oh, I know what it was. So I got WSJT. Unlink to work, and I was trying to decode some EME. Okay, there we go. Now it's connected. Got back to FM. Alright. Expand. So, as you can see, now I have RSBA1 version 2 running 9700 with Spectrum scope. The only thing I do not like about Icom's RSBA1 software in relation with their Spectrum scope is you can adjust it vertically, but you cannot change it horizontally, meaning you cannot make it full screen. I don't like that smaller Spectrum scope. I do like it that I can run the rig here, but I haven't played with it enough yet that whenever I have it in satellite mode, it automatically, whenever I turn on RSBA1, flips over and just to a single band. So as you can see, like on my, let me adjust my tripod here, sorry. My 7610 does run the same, which be version 2, BA1 version 2. Now I have, which I do not have it to the output of the 7610, but I'm running SDR Uno, and I have an RSP2 set up over here that I was watching the signals of AO91 with a secondary antenna. And one of the issues that I've seen, and I think this is just Icom in general, because I've had their rig that I started out with was a 7300, upgraded to the 7610, used the 7300 portable whenever I'm going out somewhere. I got it in a little go box. Then I had the 9100, and now I've upgraded, sold the 9100 and replaced it with this 9700. The thing I do not like about these necessarily on their Spectrum scopes is they do not reject interference very well. I have a lot, I'm in the middle of the city here on a small city lot. I'm running 2 vertically bayed 13B2s that I'm trying to do some EME work with, and I kept that M2 16 element 70 centimeter Yagi up so I could work satellite work with those 2 meter Yagis as well if I didn't want to do EME. And that's actually why I got the bird meter out, because I was trying to do some echo tests last night, and power. You can see if I was receiving full, which I was receiving. I was pushing out a little over 100 watts carrier CW. So let's see here. You can see, I don't think you can see it very well in this video, but I do got some power line noise in the background that's going intermittent. We've had some storms here in the past couple days, and some high winds that always kicks up power line noise over here on this side of town for me. I get it on my 7610. That's why I run this DX Engineering in CC2 with phase verticals to null out, but I hardly ever have to do anything with SDR Uno. I can use same antennas. I can unplug it from my 7610, say on the HF bands. I have an inverted L for 80 meter DX that I work low angle DX with, and my main tower, which is a 55-foot US tower, was a Mosley Pro 57B 40 on the top, sits about 65 feet in the air with the mast, Yagi, and tower. I have it shunt loaded for 160. So saying that is, I can take those, whatever noise I'm receiving on the 7610, which I can most of the time use the noise blanker, but I throw it up on the SDR Uno. I can pick up the same DX stations and don't have the interference on the front end. So one of the things I did notice on the adjust this here on the 9700 is it does have the noise reduction. Let me let that autofocus here. So you get noise reduction, which works decently, but for some reason can't get the noise blanker to come on all the time. So I hit it in the software, shows it's lit, but it doesn't do nothing, because the main reason I wanted that was working satellite. I had, let me get over here, the memory. Oops, forgot. Okay, so I got to turn off the BA1 software, which kicked that off, sorry. Need to go in and adjust that, so whenever I turn off the kill the BA1 software, it doesn't turn off my power here. So I'm going to go to memory. And I got 9192, SO50, AO95 in there so far. I don't have them all in there. But I had a lot of noise. SO50 was going by, which the receive is 436. Well, I had a lot of RFI on 400 megahertz band. So not only was it visible, it was audible. So I can mess with the visibility by going in and reference and turning it down, where I can still see the carrier, whoever it is, but noise blanker function does not work in satellite mode. And I've skimmed over the manual, haven't really found a real reason why yet. I need to do some more deep, do the advanced manual and check. That was one thing I was kind of disappointed in, was I can't use a noise blanker when it's in satellite mode. So, because living here on the small city lot, I have RFI out the wazoo here, whether it's power line noise, neighbors, both sides of my house, both my neighbors on each side have hot wire fences that randomly kick up and give noise, fluorescent lights. I actually replaced a shed light for a neighbor because his fluorescent light was kicking up all kinds of RFI across the HF bands. Went to Lowe's, bought him an LED light, went away. But now I have, summertime, people kicking ACs on, motors, pools, it's kicking up other noise. And I've got some 2 meter and 440 noise that's been intermittently kicking up that I can't find out where it's coming from. So, all that said, sorry it's turned in such a long video here. But like I said, I wanted to give a little bit better demo than whatever the first one I put out the other day. I have stuff been able to play with it a lot better here, get homed in more on it. Like I said, if you're used to the 7300 navigation wise through the transceiver, is not going to be much different. They did add these 1 and 2s here at the bottom, but you know, setting, going through your connections, talking with software, you know, display your spectrum scope. If you're used to Icom already, you're not going to get this and be super confused on how to navigate through it. The biggest thing I was kind of having issues with at first was loading memories, because I'm used to HF radios, which I don't use memories on, so I've never really messed with the memories on Icom before. After reading some stuff, going through and playing with a few times, I finally got some memories in there. So I'll load some more satellites in here and try to do some more videos as I go on, but I really haven't seen anyone else making videos with this 9700 doing satellites yet. Whenever I get some good conditions for EME, I'll make a video demonstrating EME on here. There were some guys active last night, but we had thunderstorms. We've had thunderstorms the last couple nights here in Oklahoma, so I've had to disconnect my stuff, and really wasn't time they passed through and came back on. It was past me being able to try to do any EME. At least go in here and do some echo test and show you with working with WSJT. I was able to go in using Icom 7300 settings. Just had to change a couple things in the menus. Was able to do that. So send some CW on the moon, let you see that coming back with all the software. So if y'all got any questions, or any other 9700 owners got any tips, or see something that you think I'm doing incorrectly, or would like to see something else, just let me know, and I'd be more than happy to try to do the video on it. Like I said, I'm kind of new to making these videos and posting them on YouTube, so I'm just kind of spitting it out as I go. But I'll try to make some more as it goes, and I have some homebrew project stuff that I was going to take some videos of, because some people wanted to see it, like my shunt load on my tower and my inverted L radio field and all that stuff, working all this stuff on a small city lot. So until next time, this is Daniel W5 EKG 73.